Hello and welcome back to the 2024 Aramco Formula 4 Saudi Arabia Championship. We're here live this weekend at the beautiful Jeddah Corniche circuit for the Invest Saudi Gulf Prix. As always, my name is Aaron Thompson, and in just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be getting underway for race 3, the final race here of the Invest Saudi Gulf Prix. As you can see, in fact, the Jeddah Corniche, Corniche means coast here in Saudi Arabia. That's exactly where we are. We're on the coast road of the beautiful Jeddah city and the beautiful Jeddah street circuit, and I've just had word from race control there's going to be a 15-minute delay to the race start, but not to worry, I'll keep you entertained, ladies and gentlemen. In a few moments I'll be joined by Luca Philippe, one of our fantastic driver coaches. Luca actually a Formula 2 driver, he's a Formula 1 test driver, Pirelli test driver, and I'm sure many more things as well that I'm not allowed to know about, but he's a wealth of knowledge and experience, and he keeps us informed on tires and racing line. And well, it's ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to get him to go away from the circuit and go home to the hotel at night, because if he could, I think he'd stay here and he'd never leave. And I believe in a few minutes we'll be heading down to the grid with Marcello Puglisi, one of our other driver coaches, and he'll have some interviews for us to run through, and in about 15 minutes we'll have a pit lane open. Race 2 results here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to run through quickly. We have Faisal Al-Kabani in the silver number 7 car in first position, his second victory for Saudi Arabia. Fantastic news for Arabia there, and I'm sure Faisal and his family are very happy. P2 is Omar Al-Drayan in the yellow number 18 car. That's his second P2, and I'm sure he's going to be happy, but he's not going to be as happy as Faisal Al-Kabani. Kirill Kutskov in the light blue number 23 car rounds out the top 3. Just behind him we have Amna Al-Kabasi in the purple number 88 car, while Laura Villas in the dark blue number 55 rounds out the top 5. Jabber Al-Thani snatches his second rookie third podium in the carbon number 96, driving of course for Qatar. Jabber steadily increasing as we go through the championship, while Andrei Petrovic finishes P7. Andrei had a very strong race, managing to work his way up into P3 at one point, but unfortunately a collision took out his nose and he wasn't able to continue. P8 we have Hamda Al-Kabasi, the purple number 8 car, an Emirati driver with a lot of experience. She's racing in F1 Academy. I believe she's a Red Bull driver as well, and she's keeping us all on our toes, but she also suffered, and I believe the same incident as Andrei Petrovic. She lost her front wing, and that caused her some issues. Let's head down now to Marcello and have a quick word with the drivers.
Maybe we start backwards a bit. Here we are for the third race of the day and the last one. We are going with the full points for this race, starting from the first row to get some words from the pole sitter of the first or the third race and the winner of the first race, Andrei Petrovic. So Andrei, you did the first race with the new tires. This time you're going out with older tires. You think you can make it, or at least try to go for it?
I don't think it's going to be a big problem. These tires are not very old, just from qualifying. I don't think it's going to be a big difference, and I think if I keep the lead on the start, I can keep it till the end of the race.
So today it seems to be a lot warmer than yesterday. Did you feel it on track? I mean, there is a more tire degradation by the end of the race. How did you feel it on the first race?
Yeah, in the first race, in the last 5 laps, I was just managing the gap between me and the car behind, because the tires were starting to drop off a little bit. And I think if I pushed flat out, they would have been dead by the end of the race. But now, if I get clean air, I think it's just going to be a matter of saving the tires and to push in the end of the race.
So the first start of the first race was okay. You think this time we'll make it better and try to be P1 already in the first corner?
I hope so.
Good luck for the start. Let's go on the grid. We have in second position Sakir Hamoscherji is not here yet, but let's get some word with Oscar Voos, that unfortunately Oscar missed the second race and now he's ready for the third one. So Oscar, How are your expectations for this one? I mean, you have been pretty fast all the way yesterday and even in the first race.
Yeah, for the first, I need to know where I'm starting. They keep on changing the starting order. So I thought I was starting P3. Now maybe starting P4. Before I was supposed to start P5. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it goes well. A bit frustrated from the first race, and as well to not start the second race is also a bit frustrating. But you know, it's all about learning, and I think we've saved some good tires for this race, but so have everybody around us. So we're excited to see. It's a tricky track, and confidence does a lot around here. So yeah, so I hope I can do well, but we'll see.
Did you do any change on your setup between the first and the third race? You don't want to share the secret,
No,
I know.
I don't think we did, but maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Who knows?
Okay, I got it. Good luck, Oscar. Okay, let's get some word from Hamda, that is starting in the second row. Hamda is one of the most experienced full driver on the grid, but pretty young. And so Hamda, the first race was pretty good. The second had a problem with the front wing. What about the third one?
Yeah, I think in the second race it was a bit of a pity because I lost a few points and it was an incident I couldn't really avoid. But yeah, now for race 3 we start P3 and we have good sets of tires. So yeah, just looking ahead and trying to get on the podium.
So this track you have been racing already with the Academy. It's really tricky track. Well, the toe can really make the difference and standing in the toe can help you to get really good speed at the end of the straight. But still we have seen that it's pretty tricky overtaking a T1.
Yeah, it's really tricky because even if the one in front defends, you have the wall, so you can't really try to make a move. It's really difficult. But yeah, I think it's just a big risk in general. That's why not a lot of overtakes happen. But I think, yeah, with the right amount of speed, the right amount of exit, you're able to do it. But yeah, you just have to get it right.
Okay, so good luck for your race then, Hamda. So let's go on the grid and see if we can get some other secret from the other drivers that are here ready to go. We have Suleiman Zamfari that had an incident in the second race, but his car is ready to go. Suleiman is a really fast driver, has been winning already some races in the championship, has been fighting for the first part of the championship. So Suleiman, what about this track? It's really tricky, it's not easy overtaking, even though the toe helping a bit. What about this race?
Well, this race, my plan is clear: is make a good start, be smart, make the right move at the right times, and I'm very confident we can get on the podium.
Okay, so are you running with good tires or so-and-so tires?
No, we are running with the best that we have, so I just want to extract the maximum, and at the end you'll be fine. Just we keep pushing and we never give up.
Okay, good luck for the race, Suleiman. So let's have some more from Hamna, that is right behind Oscar Wurz. So Hamna, what about this race? It's a really tricky track. You have been doing pretty good so far. Do you think you can aim for the podium?
I think it will be a little difficult because I'm at a disadvantage with tires. The first race I got pushed out and it's been flat spotted. So I've been on one set the entire time, but hopefully, I don't know, I have some luck this race.
So good luck for the race, Hamna. Going on with the driver on the grid, we have the winner of the second race, the local hero Faisal Al-Kabani. So Faisal, the second race was amazing. You did an amazing job overtaking, taking the lead and pulling away. Now your tires, I don't think are as good as before, but your pace before was really good. What do you think about this race?
It's going to be a tricky one. We're starting quite back on some used tires, so it's just again about maximizing what we can do at the start and try to make some good moves.
Okay, let's hope for it and enjoy it. You're welcome. So going on the grid, we have some car that are missing for the moment. Let's hope the mechanic can make the magic work and let the people be running and ready to go. let's get some words from one of the title contender. We are here with the Emirati driver Federico Refai. Ready to go? Well, he missed the second race, unfortunately, but now it's ready to go for the third and the last race of this weekend. So, Federico, unfortunately, you missed the second one, but you're ready for the third one. Just tell me how hard you are going for this race since you are still fighting for the championship.
Starting position obviously is not great. I will try to get as many positions as I can to try and salvage as many points as I can.
Okay, Federico, really good luck for your race. Let's give it all. Let's going on. Getting some words from Omar Alderian. Just scored a podium in the second race of this weekend. Omar is another local driver. So Omar, this time you are a little bit more distant from the first row. What about this race?
We're just gonna send it like we always do. It's always the same thing. You just go out there and drive my heart out.
Well, you always try really hard, try to gain advantage from the very beginning. Well, the second race was really good for you. Now you have a lot of quick people in the front. You're going to send it, but do you have any strategy or just try hard every corner?
To be honest with you, I know Federico's quick, so I might just follow him through and see what happens. Pull a karting move.
Okay, Omar. Good luck. So, going on, getting some more words from the driver. Ready to go? We have Laura Villars. They did really good race, one of the best races of the season so far. Laura is getting a lot of experience as a different program for the next part of the season, but it is his best result so far. So Laura, the previous race was really wonderful for you. You were able to stay close to the first people on the grid. What about the next one?
I think now I know well the track. I'm gonna do even better, so I will do my best.
Okay, really good job in the previous race, and good luck for the next one. So let's get some more from Saud Al-Saud, that unfortunately on the previous race he was in trouble with some other drivers, so he spun and he was not able to finish the second race where he was doing really good. So Saud, we are going for the last race of this weekend. Not so lucky so far. You have been hitting in the previous one. You were fighting really like a lion, but let's hope for the next one.
Yeah, so like you said, I got a bit unlucky in both the races. Spun out in both of the races, but now we're a bit in the back. We have a lot of fast drivers in front. We'll follow them and make sure that we don't make contact again.
Okay, so let's try to give it all on this one, and good luck for your race. We are going on the last part of the grid. We have another local hero, Abdulaziz Abu Zenada. Abdulaziz had an unfortunate first race where he had a problem on the car, but now here it is. His green car is ready to go. Well, Abdulaziz, you are doing really good. You are getting better race by race. You had no experience before this Formula 4. You make a big step from the first race. So what is your target for this race?
My target for this race is to mainly land points and hopefully maybe top 5.
Wow. That is a really good target. I mean, you are doing a really good job, so I hope you can do it. Just play smart. Let's give it all.
Thank you, Marcello.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's go to get some more from Jabor. Jabor bin Haltani just scored another podium in the rookie category. Jabor, really good race before. You get really nice overtake even from one of the quickest driver on the grid.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, that overtake honestly was pretty useful for me. I had an advantage and he had a disadvantage. He lost a front wing because of some damage. So he was faster than me on the straights and I was quicker on the corners, so I managed to catch up with him through the corners.
Yeah, it was really nice move and the second last lap, so really at the really last moment, but really good. What about this race? What are your expectations for this one?
Hopefully this race is just as chaotic as last one. So many people went wide, made mistakes, and hopefully I stay consistent enough to take advantage of that.
Okay, Jabor, good luck for the race. and let's give it all like always. Okay, we are done with the grid of Formula 4, so it's time to race. Enjoy this last race of the weekend.
Thank you very, very much, Marcello. It was an excellent experience to be able to run through the whole grid. I don't think we've had a chance to talk to some of the drivers on the grid before, but now that we've got a little bit of time in our hands, we've gone through everybody and we've heard what they had to say, and I think some of them made some very interesting points, and I think I'm very excited to see Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani send it coming into turn 1. Let's have a quick run through the starting order now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. In pole position, Andrej Petrovic, the red number 49, driving for Serbia. He's up there in pole position by virtue of his third fastest lap from qualifying. If you remember all the way back 3 or 4 hours ago when Luca Filippi pointed this out in qualifying, that he had 2 fantastic laps already in his pocket, and that set him up very, very well indeed for this weekend. P2, he's joined by Sagar Al-Mashurj in the light blue number 5 car. A little bit of bad luck for Sagar in the last race. He had contact with the orange number 52 of Suleiman Zanfari, I believe. Sagar and Suleiman both ended up coming back to the pit lane with wishbone damage. The Kuwaiti driver, however, up in P2 now at the start of the final race of the weekend, and I'm sure he's going to have something to show us coming down into P1, because it seems to me like he's had the pace the whole weekend, top 5 in qualifying, and really sending it every chance he has, and well, we'd love to see him back on the top step of the podium like he was in Kuwait, his hometown. Hamda Al-Khabaisi takes the first step of the second row of the grid. She is in the purple number 8 car. She's an Emirati driver, of course. Hamda driving for F1 Academy. I believe she's with Red Bull as well. She's joining us this season with her sister. The sister is driving in Team Purple, and Hamda, of course, P3 here for the final race of the weekend alongside Oscar Wirtz in the white number 11 car. Oscar has had a bit of bad luck in race 2. We found an issue with his clutch at the end of the first race, and the mechanics decided that in order to ensure that he could be on track in race 3, which is a full point scoring race, the mechanics took the decision to repair the vehicle, and unfortunately there just wasn't enough time to get him on track for race 2, but in the aggregate I think that's the way to go. At least everybody seems to have decided that's the best way to go through with it. P5, we have Kirill Kutskov, the light blue number 23. Kirill having a good second race, a good first race, a good qualifying. It's a good weekend overall for Kirill Kutskov. Starting P5 on the grid now. I'm sure he's aiming to get up onto the podium in the final race of the weekend. The purple 88 of Amna Al-Khabaisi is next. She takes P6, and she's been a very, very strong driver this whole season, and I'm sure she's got more to show us as well this weekend, but she's going to have to battle with Kirill behind her and Suleiman Zanfari, with Kirill beside her and Suleiman Zanfari behind her. Speaking of Zanfari, here he is, the orange number 52. The Moroccan driver has shown us a lot this season, and this weekend as well. He's struggling a little bit. He's not up on the podium as we usually expect him to be, but I'm sure in the final race of the weekend he's planning to show us everything that he's made of, and if not, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in 3 days time and he'll get another chance at exactly that. Federico Al Rafai in the white number 10 car is next up. Federico as he's a serious championship contender, and starting P8 he's going to have to get his socks going, because Andrej Petrovic is in P1. Faisal Al-Kabani and Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani round out your top 10. The silver number 7 and the yellow number 18. While Saud Al-Saud in the green number 3, a new driver to us this weekend, is P11 ahead of Lara Villas in the blue number 55, and Jabir Al-Thani in the carbon number 96 takes the top spot of the final row of the grid ahead of Abdulaziz Abu Zanada in the green number 99. Well, Luca, we've got a very, very interesting starting grid for you in this, the final race of the Invest Saudi Gulf Prix here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Coming down into corner one, what do you think is going to happen? Because Andrei Petrovic is on the outside, which gives him the inside line coming into turn two, and we've seen that he can make things happen. But Zager Al-Masherj is going to give it everything he can coming down into the T1.
Yeah. So Saker, generally speaking, he hasn't been performing his starts super well, but he's improving race by race. So I really wish him he can have the best start possible, because it's the key for his result. Because Saker is one of the best in managing the tires. Is really consistent. He has a very clean driving style. So he's very keen to the tires, and he can save the tires maybe better than anybody. But he has to make sure that he has to have a good start. While behind him we have normally Amda and Wurz, that they are very good starters, and Andrei with very little experience in Formula cars, he's been really good as well in the starts, even if he doesn't have so much experience. But he's being able to improve and learn very quickly how to have a proper start. So turn one is definitely one of the keys, as we have seen some contacts over the course of the event so far.
Over the course of the event, we've seen a lot of action on track. Turn one, turn two, specifically interesting to watch out for. Turn 13 as well, I'm keen to see an overtake there. Luca put the idea in my head in qualifying, and I haven't managed to get it out just yet, and I'm sure these young drivers are going to show us something very soon indeed. 20 seconds, I believe, until the green flag, and we see there the red number 49 of Andrei Petrovic and his Team Valvoline car. It does look fantastic, that red chassis.
Yes, absolutely, and it's been really one of the cars that stands out, because for this weekend we only have one red car, and Andrei, he found so much speed since Qatar. He really came to Qatar with the attitude of trying and win races and potentially the championship, and he really pulled fantastic races and I would say performances. And so far this weekend he has been a little bit on a slightly higher level compared to everyone else. So what is everybody going to try and do is to try and keep him behind since the first corner.
Talking about corners, Luca Philippe, I believe we're going to have the circuit guide in just a moment. Would you be so kind to talk us through it one last time? And if you could throw in a little bit of new information you haven't mentioned before, we'd appreciate it greatly.
This is one of those circuits that has been built on existing roads, but they had to create this sequence of corners. The concept behind it was to generate very high minimum speed. Turn one, it's heavy braking, so trying to maximize the overtaking, while all this section, it was to try and have an even usage of tire wear over the lap. Also because this lap is anti-clockwise, which is quite rare in modern racing. Then, as you can see, many fast corners are turning to the right, like it is turned 8 and 9, like it is also 14 and 24, and these fast corners, so they try and even the tire wear you have right to left. While turn 27 is another potential overtaking place. We have seen more than once. It's a very long circuit, more than 6 kilometers. Quite new, but it looks like it will stay for a few years, because when it starts, it was supposed to be just provisional, but everybody's really excited from this place, and it looks like it's more permanent than provisional, I would say.
Well, I believe they're building a new circuit in Gdynia, which is going to be absolutely amazing. And until then, at the very least, JEDÁ is going to keep us all entertained. But I hope they keep it on. The more circuits, the better. You have 8 or 9 circuits in the UK, a couple, 3, 4, 5 circuits in Italy. The more circuits, the better, Luca. We can go race in Saudi the whole year long. And JEDÁ has been very beautiful and very kind to us, and we're glad to be here. And we hope to come back very soon. In fact, we are coming back very soon, in just 3 days' time, for the next race in the season. Coming down the back straight now, is this the green flag lap or the sighting lap or the formation lap, Luca? I won't put my foot in my mouth this time. It's your turn.
Yes, so we just finished the sighting lap, so everybody is going to line on the grid, and once everybody is aligned, we will have just the green lights, the 2 green lights for everybody to go for one more time around the lap, so the circuit.
Is there a reason they're keeping to the left-hand side of the screen, Luca, instead of just going straight down to their boxes on the right-hand side?
Yeah, sure. Is that like we discussed before in practice, the racing line is the clean line. This is why the pole position is on the racing line, which is in this case is the right-hand side, which is the left of the screen. And in the clean part, you don't collect dust or marbles or anything, because the racing line is clean, so your tires stays clean. And when the surface is really hot of the tire, it sticks on the surface anything you go on, which is sand or gravel or marbles or anything. And then when you start, you may have a little bit more wheel spin if the surface is covered in a little dirt. So everybody tries to stay as long as possible in the clean line, and then at the very last minute they just go across in order to make the less distance possible over the slightly more dusty part. But you also see when people are overtaking in the straight or defending, if you go all the way to the inside, the more you go off the line, the more dust you see coming out of you know, the rear of the car. So definitely, even if it's a closed circuit and it's generally clean, it's never as rubbered and grippy as it is on the racing line.
Yes, indeed, rubbered and greasy on the off-racing line. That's the way it is. Coming around here, we can see that beautiful shot from the cherry picker. I was there last night having a look myself. We positioned the crane for the cameras, and you can really see everything from up there if you're brave enough. And or at least once I was, but maybe not again, you know. So coming down now, we're about halfway, well, about say 3/4 of the way around on the formation lap. Formation lap, I believe it is, and in just a few moments we'll be stopping on the grid. All 5 lights will go on, and as they go out, we'll be underway one last time here from the 27th to the 28th of March for the Invest Saudi Gulf Prix, with Andrei Petrovic leading us off the line beside Sagar Almashurj in the light blue number 5 car. Coming down through turn 27 now, Andrei's bunched everybody up quite nicely, so he doesn't have to worry about sitting on the grid too long or anything like that. We can see everybody back out on grid, which is a fantastic sight to behold. The entire procession coming around the final corner of the track. What's the breaking point at turn 27, just out of interest?
Yes, is 95 meters to be very precise, so right after the 100 meters board. And one last thing is great job from the mechanics, that they made an amazing effort to get all the cars ready to go for the third race of the day, even after a bit of a chaotic reversed race 2 with a bit of contacts, but they've been super quick and super efficient, and we have everybody back and ready to race.
Back and ready to race, indeed, with the engineers looking on excitedly, hoping for their drivers to make that leap coming down into turn one. Everybody into their boxes now with the safety car at the back of the grid. On the left-hand side of your screens, you can see Andrej Petrovic pointing towards the inside of turn one. 4 lights on, 5 lights on, and as they go out, we are underway here for the final race at the JEDÁ Corniche circuit. Andrej Petrovic secures his position, aggressively coming in front of the number 5 car of Sagar Al-Masherji, and down into turn one. Hamda Al-Khabaisi makes a move up the inside, and it's a side-by-side with the white number 10 car, I believe, coming down through turn 2 and into turn 3. Al-Khabaisi seems to have held everybody off at bay, and Kirill Kutkov now making a move around the outside, but he's not quite close enough to do so as they come through down into turns 4, 5 and 6, continuing down into the second half of the track. Coming around now, you can see at the front of the grid, Andrej Petrovic just dashed off to the left-hand side of your screens, while Sagar Al-Masherji follows him through, and Hamda Al-Khabaisi takes up the 3rd position spot. And I believe I saw Omar Al-Darain as well, just exiting your screens a moment ago in his yellow racing machine. Up the top right, you can see Omar there now. He's going to make a move on the number 88 car, that is Amna Al-Khabaisi, but decides against it as they come down into turn 13. I think it's because I keep telling them there's going to be an overtake at turn 13, Luca, that nobody's quite tried it yet.
He's trying to make a gap, Andrej. He's really pushing hard. He wants to make a gap and don't give anybody the slipstream. While it was really, really brave and good, and the right time, the maneuver from Amda from the outside, as she was able to maintain 3rd place and stay in front of Wurz. I think that was a really important move from Amda, and then she managed to keep 3rd position.
Yeah, she locked it in quite nicely indeed, and just behind her she's got another white car. Is that Federico Al-Rafai or is that Oscar Wurz? Oscar Wurz, ladies and gentlemen, in P4. Oscar's got his sights set on the podium for this race, I'm sure, so he's going to be all over the back of the purple number 8 car. The gap between the drivers almost non-existent as they come down into turn 27. Who is going to get the better exit? Looked to me like Hamda went a little bit higher on the curb than the white car behind her, and he may have gotten a slightly better exit, but it's not quite enough as they come down the main straight now. You can see Andrej Petrovic is stretching his legs at the front of the grid, and Hamda Al-Khabaisi in the purple number 8 car is under attack from Oscar Wurz in the white number 11. He's not quite close enough to make a move yet, but he will be very soon indeed, if in fact he is not overtaken by the car behind him, the blue number 23 of Kirill Kutkov, who has something to prove here this weekend. P2 in qualifying, fantastic race 1 and 2 for him, and now he's trying to get back up onto the podium once again.
Yeah, Kirill looks like he has a lot of pace since when we arrived, and he had a very strong weekend so far. Oscar Wurz, he just fought for the position with Amda, and Amda was really good at keeping the outside into turn 1 and then being inside for turn 2, but now the fight for the 3rd step of the podium is between at least 4 or 5 guys, and let's see how that goes.
I'm very, very excited to see it myself, as Sagar Al-Masherji is coming around in P2 once again, and he has dropped back a little bit from Andrej, who's really put his foot down, and that may work in or against his favor, because Sagar may be able to hold on to his tires a little bit better, and we may see him catch back up at the end of the race. That's another 9 laps to go, I believe. Well, it's time for him to try yet. As we come back now on screen, you can see the red number 49 of Andrej Petrovic, the light blue number 5 of Sagar Al-Masherji, and the purple number 8 of Hamda Al-Khabaisi passing underneath us. As we pivot around, we can see Omar Al-Darain as well at the back of this pack. Omar had a fantastic race too, a huge fight with himself and his compatriot, the silver bullet, Faisal Al-Kabani, in the silver number 7 car. Move now up the inside by Kirill Kutkov on the number 11 car, the white car of Oscar Wurz, and he's in trouble, ladies and gentlemen, because Federico Al-Rafai, his teammate in the sister white car, the number 10 car, is coming up right beside him. He's on his left-hand side. inside. He's almost wheel to wheel as they come down the main straight now. Kirill Kutskov and Oscar Wirtz are still side by side. If Wirtz can maintain this inside line, he might be able to make something. But he switches back up the inside of turn 1. Now he's going to be on the outside of turn 2. But Kirill Kutskov goes off track, and he's going to have to give that position back, or he's going to be penalized this race. But meantime, ladies and gentlemen, Federico Alrafai in the white number 10 car is all over the back of his colleague's white number 11, and we're going to see a lot of action going on track and the next few laps as these cars battle it out for track position. Kuskov up into P4 now, but as we said, he did go off track to make that happen, so he may well be well advised to give that position back or suffer the penalty. And well, Luca, what would, as you said before, you can't do that. You've got to give the position back. You have to take overtakes seriously and professionally, and that's what we want here. That's everybody's looking for. And Kirill, I'm sure, is going to have a think about it and give the position back. And he's going to have to do it soon, because you've only got 4 or 5 corners to do it, or you incur the penalty.
Yeah, so it has happened exactly to him in the previous race, and he did give the position back, so he's aware, he knows what is the rule. We have had a similar situation in race 1 where both Almoshergi and Zamfari were penalized for not giving the position back, so unfortunately, if he won't give it back, I'm afraid he will face a potential 5 seconds penalty, which it will be very harsh, because it could be 3, 4, 5 places potentially in his race. The move from him, it was really nice into the final corner, but then how Wurz reacted, it has been really brave, and at the very last minute, so he went to the inside, and I think that it was how you say, like the maneuver was completed, so he should have had the position over Kirill.
It was a brilliant move by Wirtz, wasn't it? It was an absolutely fantastic move by Wirtz. But just back to the front of the grid for a moment, you can see the pit marshal, the mechanic out with his pit board for Andrei Petrovic. Very, very happy indeed with the performance so far. As Oscar Wirtz now under attack by the white number 10 car. Federico looking for position, but can't quite make it. Just seem to get a slightly better exit, or a much better exit, coming out of turn 1, and they're going to be alongside now, coming down into turns 3 and 4. Is he going to make a move? He's about halfway along, not quite enough to make a move coming down into this section of the track, and it looked to me like he went off onto the runoff as well, and he has fallen back slightly because of that, and now he's being swept up by the orange number 52 of Solomon Zanfari. Zanfari not had the best weekend of the season so far, and he may be able to redeem himself in just a moment's time if he can make a move on Federico Alrafai in the white number 10 car just ahead of him. Federico Alrafai, having lost a little bit of momentum, a few corners back, having tried to make a move up the inside, around the outside, and every other way you can possibly imagine on Oscar Wirtz in the white number 11 car. Didn't quite manage to make a stick, went onto the runoff, lost a bit of speed, and Zanfari is now right up behind him, but hasn't seemed to manage to take advantage of that occurrence.
Well, it looks like Oscar, unfortunately, in this race is lacking a little bit of pace compared to what we have seen in qualifying and in race 1. And by defending, they lost a bit of ground to Kirill and Amda, so from what is a potential podium fight. And Andrei Petrovic is really pulling away. Masterclass this weekend from him. Saker doing an amazing job, and now we have a fight for 3rd place.
Well, back to the front of the grid just briefly, we have, oh, here we go, Amda Al-Gabesi and the number 23 car of Kirill Kutskov. Speaking of Kirill Kutskov, just in from race control, ladies and gentlemen, he's got a 5-second time penalty for that overtake on the inside of the runoff at turn 1 on Oscar Wirtz, the white number 11 car just behind him. Now, coming down the main straight is going to be a fantastic tow for the light blue car of Kirill Kutskov. He ducks to the outside now. The mechanics are out with their pit boards, urging the drivers on as they come down into turn 1. Kirill tries on the outside, a very nice and clean maneuver from him down into turns 2 and 3. He closes the door on Amda Al-Gabesi in the purple number 8 car.
So now we have Kirill Kutskov under investigation for that maneuver we spoke about, and he's doing an amazing race, a brilliant race, and his pace is super quick, and potentially he could fight 2nd place. But yeah, now we got 5 seconds penalty added to the race time. It's such a shame because he's doing an amazing race. He could have been potentially second in this race. Let's see if he has the pace to try and fight for the place to Almoshergi. But I mean, he should have seen this coming, because we have seen this already during the day, and it's a bit of a shame that he just didn't read the situation, that opportunity.
Yes, it is a shame. It's unfortunate, but if he gets his right foot down, maybe he can try and get himself up further. But it's a lot of ground to cover, and well, it's nothing for guarantee here in motorsport at all, and certainly not in a street circuit here. Like the JEDÁ Corniche circuit, a beautiful circuit, in fact. You can see under the lights it really comes to life. Andrej Petrovic still in the top spot. You saw him just a moment ago in the bottom right of your screens. Behind him, Sagar Almoshergi. Almoshergi really having a good, clean race. He's fallen back slightly from Andrej Petrovic, but I think he's just in the window there, maintaining his tires. I think his strategy here is to get that second place and to take the points from that second place and build on there and see what he can do in the championship standings.
Well, this is it's been a day that could change quite a bit the championship orders, as Federico Arifai is in 60s, now the leader of the championship. He could potentially gain a place if he can maintain a gap of 5 seconds to Kutskov, but otherwise he will lose quite a bit of points to Petrovic, who could even become the new leader of the series.
He could indeed, the returning champion, as you might call him, because he was up on the top stop before, got kicked off by Federico Arifai, and after this race weekend he may well be back up there. We'll have to calculate the results as soon as possible and see exactly what the standings are. Meanwhile, back on track, we have the two white cars of Oscar Wirtz and Federico Arifai battling it out for 5th and 6th. The two drivers separated by about 0.5 of a second, so we are expecting them to move into an overtaking window, but it does seem as if Federico Arifai just can't find his way past Wirtz in the white number 11.
Well, talking about pace, Petrovic is definitely the fastest guy on track. He is generally 3-4 tenths faster than more or less the rest of the group. Kirill is closing little by little to Saker, only 1 or 2 tenths, so very little. He also gets the benefit from the slipstream. But let's see, in this point, Saker, you know, for sure he doesn't know about the penalty of Kirill. I just wish these two, they don't you know, fight too hard when they are basically doing a slightly different race, you know what I mean? Because actually, physically, Kirill is fighting with Saker, but virtually he is 5 seconds behind.
Yeah, I take your meaning, but Kirill's got no choice. He's got that penalty. He's got to try to do something about it. And the two light blue cars have been battling it out all season so far. Just a message in from race control that the 5-second penalty is confirmed, and I believe there's an investigation on car 3 as well. So we'll get all those briefly up on the timing screen, I'm sure, and of course at the bottom of the result sheet as always. Coming around now, we can see that the number 23 car of Kirill Kutskov is really pushing as hard as he can, as he should be, and his teammate is just in front of him, the light blue number 5 car of Sagar Almoshergi, just behind them the purple number 8 of Amda Alkabasi, and she is of course followed by Oscar Wirtz in the white number 11. It's been a good clean race from Wirtz so far. He's not exactly where he wants to be, but he's sweeping up those points. Top 5 finish is really what he needs to round out the weekend. Of course, everybody wants to be up the top step of the podium, but that's not always how how it works out. And I think what's really impressed me about Wirtz so far is his ability to just come back and go again. You know, in a similar fashion to Andrei Petrovic. You know, nothing seems to faze him. He you know, he has an issue, or he has an accident, or he has an unfavorable decision from the stewards, which happens to all the drivers in the world. It happens to Michael Schumacher, and it happens to everybody. But he's, you know, he continues on. He doesn't let it faze him. Just, you know, takes a breath, calms down, and gets going again. And that's exactly what. Well, it's the only strategy, I believe.
Yeah.
Luca, what's your take on things? Where are we going now? And do you think anybody's got a chance of challenging Petrovic?
So, Petrovic, forget about, he's just done the fastest lap of the race, 2:79, and is 1 second faster than everybody in this lap. So, not 1 second, but almost. Like, he's really on another planet, pushing and pushing and pushing. When you are in a street track and you are pushing lap by lap, you are getting into this, I don't know, it's like a bit of a different dimension where you try and go closer and closer to the wall on your right and then on your left, and then it becomes like a dance from one corner to the other, and it is the best feeling ever. So he's
the rest
pushing
of the world
because he's
fade
enjoying,
away.
you know, he's just loving it, and he's improving lap by lap. And now again, just because he's literally shaving all little details, inches here and there, and he's feeling like a bit of a superhuman, no, in this situation. And on the other side, we have Saker and Kirill very close, with Kirill only 0.5 of a second behind. But we have Wirtz that is closing to Amda. So Wirtz just had a bit of a difficult situation. Maybe he had a bit of locking, we have seen. Maybe he overheated the tires. Now the tires stabilize and he's fast again. So he just has done his best lap of the race in the coming lap, in the last lap, and he's as fast as Kirill and Saker. So he has the pace to be there, second, third, but he's lost a bit of ground in the first part of the race, maybe a bit of concentration, or just he was out of the working range of the tire for a few laps. Now he put his head down, and he pulled again a bit of gap to Rifai, which is a little bit struggling in this race. And Oscar is now in 5th with the virtual 4th place because of the penalty of Kutskov.
Coming around the last corner now, once again you can see Team Light Blue. I believe that's actually called Sea Breeze Blue from the supplier. Beautiful color, everyone seems to love it. Coming down the main straight now though, Sagar Al-Mashurji is still in the lead in this particular battle with his teammate, the Light Blue number 23, just behind him. Kutskov, I think, has to take the decision here to not do anything too aggressive. What he needs is more championship points, and he can't afford a collision with his teammate taking away more points from him. So do you think he's got it in his head that P3 is it for this race, unless he sees a nice big gap, or is he pushing until the end?
This is $1 million question, because he's been quite wise this weekend overall. I would say very wise if you just gave the possession back a few laps earlier, but he's been doing a great job in qualifying in all the races with 2 podiums so far, and virtually is the 3rd one. So his pace this weekend has been incredible, generally the 2nd best of the weekend after Andrei. And I'm very happy with this weekend, so I'm sure he will do the best thing to finish this weekend on a high. It's just a shame that this 5-second penalty will be sort of a difficult pill to swallow. This is what you say?
Yeah, difficult pill to swallow. But you can't win every fight, and unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And if anybody's got any more metaphors or whatever they're called, please feel free to mail them in, and I'll try to get them on air. Okay, coming back to the action now, we can see that Oscar Wirtz is all over the back of that purple car in front of him. Is that Amna Al-Khabaisi? Yes, indeed it is, the number 8 Emirati driver. He did seem to be particularly close coming out of the back of that corner, Luca.
Yes, and that's a good opportunity, as it is the last lap, and that's for the podium. That's for the podium. That's a very important spot. And
yes, indeed, this is actually the battle for third place between Al-Khabaisi and Wirtz. While back to the front of the grid, you got to pay some love for the man who led from the first lap, put himself on pole, and has just stretched his lead up to 8 seconds. And what he's doing now is testing for next weekend, because he's really got it going on. You think he's figuring this whole thing out, and ladies and gentlemen, you may be looking at a future world champion, and well, it's a hell of a sight. Coming down now through the second half of the circuit, you can see all the cars proceeding through the promenade down into turn 13 in just a moment's time. Wirtz just a little bit too far back to make a move on Al-Khabaisi as they come into turn 13, so unfortunately we're going to have to hold off until next weekend to see that overtake at this corner that I've been promising everybody since qualifying. Back to the battle between Team Sea Breeze. Sagar Al-Masherj has managed to hold off Kutskov, and Oscar Wirtz on screen at the moment in the white number 11 car. If he could just find a way past Al-Khabaisi, he'd be up onto the podium, and that's exactly what he wants, but unfortunately he's just a little bit too far back at the moment. 0.4 of a second as they cross the start-finish line, but it did look to be a little bit more than that when we saw him on screen just a moment ago. But hopefully coming down into turn 27, he may be able to make a move. And talking about turn 27, here comes Andrei Petrovic in the red number 49 car, driving for Serbia this weekend. You'll see him coming around now in just a moment's time, and there he is indeed, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful sight to behold. Put himself in pole position, led from the first lap, stretched his lead up to 8 seconds, and in just a few seconds time he's going to take the checkered flag. He knows what's coming. We all know what's coming. It's well deserved indeed. A big round of applause for the Serbian driver, as just behind him Sagar Al-Masherj crosses the line in second position for Kuwait, and behind him Kirill Kutskov, while Amna Al-Khabaisi hands on to P4 and Oscar Wirtz crosses in P5. Virtually, of course, though, that means Kutskov with his 5-second penalty is going to be P5, while Al-Khabaisi is P3 and Wirtz is P4, so that's a very, very good end for everybody to this race. And well, with that, Luca, really I've got to jump down to the podium, so would you keep the ladies and gentlemen entertained for me for a few minutes?
Yes, so he's still pushing, so I guess he's enjoying a lot this circuit. And this is bad news for everybody, because we are racing again next Monday here, and next Monday this guy will be the guy to beat, I guess, as it has been super quick through the testing yesterday, through the races today, and well, it's some of the guys will have quite a bit of homework to do in these coming days, looking at data, looking at telemetry, looking at videos. So for sure they have to analyze what is doing special Andrei since he arrived here in Jeddah. And since he arrived, he really felt at home at this circuit. But it's not just a circuit, it's also in Qatar. We have seen him very competitive, probably a little bit too ambitious in qualifying, and because of that he has lost a bit of momentum for the weekend in Qatar, but he was definitely one of the fastest in Qatar as well. We have seen him in the testing, and generally speaking has been driving super nicely, and he brought the same feeling and the same momentum here in Jeddah. And well, today was an almost perfect weekend. He could have done better in the second race when he was third and fighting for the podium. He tapped the rear end of Faisal Al-Kabani and lost the wing, so finishing sixth. But it could have been a 3 podium for him over the weekend. So here we have the winner of race 1 and 3, Andrei Petrovic. So happy, really happy. He's really talented guy, really well deserved. I have to say that I really wish him the best, not only for the rest of this championship, our series, but also for the rest of his career that can be definitely successful, I have to say. While we have also Andrei really happy, smiling with his engineer, and they did an amazing job together, and they have to keep this momentum rolling into event 2 and 3 here in Jeddah. So, and a proud father congratulating to Andrei. Definitely the family is always behind the driver, both in the good days and in more difficult days, and you cannot do anything different than bringing home your emotion, expectation and results. And definitely tonight they will go back to the hotel with happy faces, as Sakera Mosherji, hopefully with a solid second place. He found a very good speed, very good consistency. He can improve a little bit more for the coming weekend, but great step for him. But also for Kirill. Kirill has been solid and fast all weekend. Just this small mistake he had in not giving the position back in the fight with Oscar. Unfortunately, it's what made the difference today. Otherwise, Kirill could have been in third. But he now go down to sixth, right in front of Suleiman Zanfari in seventh. So here we have the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Amazing scenery we have in front of us with all the lighting surrounding this area, which is the Corniche area on the waterfront near the Red Sea. And as you can see, these were just normal roads that became a part of the racing track, which now is still a street circuit, but with a sort of a permanent in a permanent area. So the top 3 of today with Kirill Kutskov. Unfortunately, will have to park the car back into the garage, as now we see on the right hand side Amda Al-Kubaisi, which is our podium finisher of today. Amda has been very solid over the championship, most of the time on podium, sometimes a bit unlucky, but definitely very promising again with a strong race today. And let's hear from Amda Al-Kubaisi, third place today, with Marcello. Let's hear what she has to say.
Here we are with the third position on the podium on this wonderful race, Amda Kubaisi. Wow, amazing race. You were able to get the podium. You said it before the start, and you made it. So I'm glad you're here again. Just talk us about the race. How physically intense was it?
Yeah, you can see I'm sweating a lot. It's really hot and humid, so I was struggling a bit with the tires, and yeah, it was a bit difficult towards the end. I think I pushed too much at the beginning and I had a big drop. And yeah, Kirill got past me, but I knew he overtook off track, so I said, okay, I just let him go, and I tried to follow him. But yeah, Oscar was catching behind, I think, or it was Federico, I'm not sure. But yeah, it was intense. The last laps, I was like on my toes, but yeah, it's good. Good points for the championship, and yeah, looking forward to the next one.
You talk about the humidity and the hot on track. Actually, compared to yesterday, it seems like the tires are dropping a little bit earlier with this heat.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I feel like yesterday when we were on track, it was a bit less hot. Maybe the tarmac was not so hot. And now I feel like it's a lot more than yesterday. And so the deg is a big thing. Yesterday I didn't feel it so much with the tires, but today I feel it a lot more. So, yeah.
Yeah, by the way, you did a good job and you are on the podium. So congratulations.
Well, yeah, amazing to end the day like this from Amda. And in second place, Saker Al-Mosherji, rookie, super quick from Kuwait. Saker.
Sakera Mosherji, second position. You're back on the podium. How does it feel?
Yeah, finally I had a clean race. But of course I wanted to win, but the guy ahead was a bit too fast for me. But yeah, I held my position the whole race, managed it well, and yeah, I finished second.
Well, at a certain point of the race, Kirill Kuskos was catching you up, but then you were able to pull away and get some more gap on him.
Yeah, at the start I was waiting for him to get close, and then I started to push. I managed my tires a bit at the start, so then I can push at the end and make a bit of a gap.
So Hamda was talking about a little bit of drop on the tire. Did you have any drop on the tire?
Yeah, I had a massive drop, like from the fourth or third lap. Suddenly I had a massive drop. I think it's the tire pressures, I'm not sure. But yeah, I didn't manage my tires well, that's the problem.
Really good race, and go enjoy the podium.
Yeah, second place for Saker, really solid race and solid weekend. He also improved his qualifying, which hasn't been the best part of his weekend. And now we hear from the leader and the winner of today, Andrei Petrovic.
Here we are with the winner 2 times today, so good job. The second race, you had to struggle a little bit, but on this one, you are again on the podium. So first and third race in the first position where you're scoring more points. Actually seemed to be quite too easy for you this time.
Not easy, but I really like this type of races. In the beginning when I pull away, and I just kept pushing for the whole race. And then I had really strong pace by the end, so it was a really nice race for me.
Well, I saw you did a lap time that was really close to your quali lap today. So you were not pushing hard enough in quali, or you were trying to push too hard now?
I think the track improved a lot, and yeah, even the driving is, I think, better now than in quali. So we'll see for the next week. I hope I improve a little bit more.
Okay, so another good race. Congratulations, and go enjoy the podium.
One more thing. Before we end, I have to say a big thank you to my sponsor, Alta Banca, for everything, because I wouldn't be here without them, and I just really have to say thank you.
Good job.
So we take also the opportunity to thank our sponsor. So it's definitely Aramco Formula 4 Saudi Arabian Championship, and as you know, motorsport is supported by sponsors, so this is both for the drivers and the championship. As you can see, all the brand is on the cars, the fire suit. You see all the drivers wearing the same suits, the same branding, the same everything. And here we have the leader, the winner of today, Andrei Petrovic, number 49. Second place for Saker Al-Mosherji, number 5 on the blue car. Number 8, Amdal Kubayz in third on the purple car. And Oscar Wurz really close to her, only half a second behind in fourth. Federico Rifai on the other white car in fifth. Not the weekend Federico was hoping for, as he arrived here as the leader of the championship. Kirill Kuskov down to 6th because of a penalty of 5 seconds from third. He was dropped to 6th. But a very solid and strong weekend from Kirill. Then Suleiman Zanfar in 7th, after a strong showing in Kuwait, he wasn't quite able to repeat himself in Qatar and here in Jeddah so far. Omar in 8th after a very strong second place in race 2, and Amna Kubez in 9th with Laura Villers in 10th after also for her solid race in race 2. Faisal Al-Kabani 11th after winning the previous race, and Jabor Al-Thani in 12th, just in front of Saud Al-Saud, and in position 14 Abdulaziz Abu Zenada, both of them, Saud and Abdulaziz, from Saudi Arabia. We have 4 drivers from Saudi this weekend, these 2 plus Faisal and Omar that were first and second in the reverse grid. So this has been the first event here in Saudi Arabia, and this is race 3. This is the fantastic maneuver from Amda when she was able to maintain the 3rd place, and the overtaking from Kirill Kutskov into the last corner to Wurz, followed by the reaction of Wurz. What a maneuver! But Kirill then leave the track, taking advantage, and was penalized 5 seconds for this maneuver, unfortunately. And here we have Kutskov really fast with a fantastic overtaking on the outside to Amda Al-Kubaisi, finishing in 3rd, but as we said before, dropping down to 6th. And really quick Andrei Petrovic dancing around the fast corners of the Jeddah Corniche. Today he was definitely the driver to beat, and he potentially will be also the driver to beat for the next event on Monday. Let's see what happened in the opening stages of the race with the 49 red car starting from pole, Saker Al-Mosherji, and they both had a good start, so also good from Saker that finally is improving his starting skills, having a look with Wurz, but Amda, really nice move from the outside, maintains the 3rd place. A little bit of a moment on exit from Wurz, and Amda is able to go back in front. There was a key moment for them too, because it was the key to finish on the podium for Amda and stay in front of Oscar Wurz. And now we have the leader that is already pulling a gap. He's just pushing and just saying, you know, I just want to put a gap and win the race on my own, which he did with more than 7 seconds of gap. Let's see the podium with the top finishers of today, with Aaron Thompson.
Hello and welcome back to the 2024 Formula 4 Saudi Arabia Championship. Of course, the Aramco Championship here at the Invest Saudi Gulf Prix from the 27th to the 28th of March 2024. We're joining us now for the race 3 podium celebration. So I'd like to call for the drivers, please, to suit up to get ready for the podium. And in just a moment, we'll start calling them out onto the podium. We're going to start today with the overall podium results, and without any further ado, I'd like to call to the podium Hamd Al-Kabasi! And in second position, Saker Al-Mosherji! And in first position, atop the top step of the podium once again, Andrei Petrovic! And now for the trophy presentation, Mr. Walid Quota, would you be so kind to present the 3rd place trophy? And would you be so kind, Mr. Abdul Jawad, to present the 2nd place trophy? And of course, Mr. Samir Hajaji, the head of sporting for the SAMF, may you please present the first place trophy. Thank you very, very much. Now a brief photo opportunity. And can the presenters please join us on the podium? Thank you very much, everybody. Now a brief reset, and we will do the rookie podium. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and now for the rookies podium. Without any further ado, I'd like to call, please, Kirill Kotskov. And in second position, Sagar Almashush. And in first position, atop the top step of the podium once again, Andrei Petrovich. And now for the trophy presentation, may Mr. Lead Quota please present the third place trophy. And now for the second place trophy, may Mr. Mohammed Abdul Jawad please present the second place trophy. And now for the first place trophy, Mr. Samir Hajazi, please present the trophy. And now for a quick photo opportunity. And now may the presenters please join us. Thank you very much, everybody. And now for the leading lady category. Can I please call on all the drivers to suit up to be ready for the podium celebration? And now for the leading lady category. In third position, Laura Villas. And in second position, Amnal Gabassi. And in first position, atop the top step of the podium, once again, Amnal Gabassi. And now for the trophy presentation, may Mr. Walid Quota please present the third place trophy. And if you would be so kind, please, Mr. Mohammed Abdul Jawad, present the second place trophy. And please, Mr. Samir Hijazi from the SAMF, the head of sporting, could you present the first place trophy? And now for a quick photo opportunity. Can the presenters please join us on the podium? All right, thank you very much, everybody. So from me, Aaron Thompson, my co-commentator, Luca Felipe, and of course everybody here at the Aramco Formula 4 Championship, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope to see you again very soon, just a few days' time, for the next event in the championship.